Hey, what's up everyone? How we doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. I know this video is 720p, but that's because there's so much for me to unpack here to explain myself as to why I prefer Sony PlayStation over Xbox and why I find myself now playing more of a PlayStation than I do the Xbox. And please do keep in mind, I'm not a fanboy in any shape or form. I have zero fanboyistic points of view. This is just my personal preference. Just think of this as a personal preference. Um, and just because I happen to prefer Sony PlayStation over Xbox doesn't mean you should go away and throw away your Xbox or trade in your Xbox to get PlayStation. All right. Um, Xbox One X, I have no problem with the Xbox. I have Game Pass Ultimate Service. I have Xbox One X Scorpio Edition, 2017 Lunch Scorpio Edition with a little thank you note from Phil Spencer from Seattle. I have Scorpion Edition. I have the original box packaging. So that way you know that I'm not a fanboy. But even though me saying this, regardless of me saying this, people will judge me one way or the other. But I don't care. You know, that's the way it is on the internet. No matter what you say, you will be judged one way or the other. No matter which way you go or which way uh, you point out your preference or your points of views, you will be judged no matter what. I just don't care about what people think in general. Now, having said that, uh, let me give you my points of views as to why I prefer Sony PlayStation. Well, one of the biggest importance to me when it comes to a console is, well, why did I buy that console? You know, one of the main reasons I ask myself is always, well, why do I have this console? Why did I buy it? If I can play the same game that's available on that other console, so what difference does it make, right? Uh, and I always got to have some kind of a reason as to, hey, why did I purchase this console? You know, if I can play FIFA 20 on this console and that console, what's the point? They're the same. They're playing the same games, okay? So what? The resolution's a little bit higher than this one. Big deal, right? But you're still playing the same games. Now, on PlayStation, there's a lot of great exclusives. And not only are there a lot of great exclusives coming in every year, but at the same time, there are timed exclusives on top of an amazing exclusives that we get every and each year from Sony. All right. And to me, that's a big game changer. Even this year, here we are, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It's only available timed exclusively for 1 year on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 4 Pro. And if you want to play this game right now, there's only one way to play it. You gotta have PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 4 Pro. Same thing goes with Hideo Kojima Death Stranding. If you would like to experience Death Stranding, well, you're gonna need PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 4 Pro. That's pretty big deal. All right, at least to me. Some people may not like timed exclusives, and I'm not a huge fan of timed exclusives either. But hey, that shows you that Sony has the upper hand. That's yet another reason why I'm excited about playing on Sony PlayStation. Let's look at other things. For example, this month alone, we have two exclusive games. One is the time exclusive, which is a Final Fantasy VII, and the other is Predator Hunting Grounds. And this is only available on PlayStation 4 Pro, PlayStation 4, and PC Epic. So you can play it on PC or PlayStation, but you cannot play it on the Xbox. Here we go, yet another reason as to why you should think about maybe getting or why I, not you, okay, speaking for me, why I apologize, I don't mean to offend you, why I happen to find myself playing on a PlayStation console. Uh, to me, this is a pretty big deal because I got something to play each year. There's sort of a timed exclusives or exclusive, pretty good exclusive AAA games coming out each year on Sony PlayStation. And that's something you get a lot from Sony. You don't get that from Xbox that much. I mean, what exclusives did you get last year from Microsoft, right? Crackdown 3, well, Crackdown 3, does anyone even play that game? Does anyone even talks about that game anymore? State of Decay 2, it was a total disaster of a game. What people play on the Xbox? They're playing what you can play on a PC, what you can play on a PlayStation. They're playing Fortnite, they're playing Modern Warfare, and of course Minecraft. But you can play Minecraft on your phone. You can play Minecraft on your PC. So I'm not gonna go run out and buy a console because of a Minecraft. And here I am. I'll get to play this month, just this month, April. This month alone, April. I get to play two cool games. Final Fantasy VII, which I'm still playing, and of course, Predator Hunting Grounds. To me, that means something. Maybe to you, it doesn't mean anything, but for me, it does mean something because it gives me a certain value. So when you purchase PlayStation 5 in the future, you know that you're paying for a console that's going to have a value in the future. Just like when I purchased PlayStation 4 Pro, I know that there's a value with this console. Why? Because this console gives me exclusives that I can play, that I can enjoy, on top of PlayStation VR that's available as well, which is another cool extra option that I have. But here I am, just this month alone. Just this month alone, I get to play two awesome games: Final Fantasy VII and Predator Hunting Grounds. On the Xbox, you cannot play Final Fantasy VII. You cannot play Predator Hunting Grounds. Is Predator Hunting Grounds going to come out next year on the Xbox? Who knows? I'm sure it will come out eventually on the Xbox. But hey, guess what? It's not coming out this year, and you're not playing it this month. Same thing with the Final Fantasy VII. It's not coming out this year, and you're not playing it this month. You're stuck at home. Guess what? Are you going to wait till next year? I don't think so. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't have a crystal ball. You don't even know if you're going to be alive by the next year. So I'm just speaking in general. You don't know. You don't have a crystal ball. I don't have a crystal ball. None of us do. So to me, look, what I'm doing here, I'm giving you guys my reasoning why I have a preference to play on Sony. I'm not telling you what to do. This video is not about me to tell you how you should live your life, how you should wipe your ass, how you should take a piss, how you should eat. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life. I'm just simply letting you know what my preference is. So that way you have understanding, hey, maybe I see the reason why Mr. 4K prefers to play on Sony PlayStation than on the Xbox. Even though he has both Xbox and a PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch, and a PC, and all of the cloud gaming services. Okay, am I missing something? I'm not. So that doesn't make me a fanboy. That makes me a gamer, but I do have a preference. Okay, so that's two games we get to play this month alone: Predator Hunting Grounds and Final Fantasy VII. That's just April. That's just April, okay? But we're not done yet. We're not done yet. Okay, we are not done yet. So let's go back and let's see what else we have. Oh, look at that. In June, It's look. I mean, just look at this. This month alone, Predator Hunting Grounds and Final Fantasy VII. Just this month alone. And if that wasn't enough, guess what? We got Ghost of Tsushima coming in on June 26th. Focus my camera. Then we got Ghost of Tsushima coming in June 26th. June 26th. I don't know. To me, so that's 3 games I get to play within 3 months. And what do you have in terms of exclusivity on the Xbox this month? What did you have last month? What did you have in January? What did you have in December? What did you have in November? Guys, look, I understand Game Pass Ultimate has a great value in terms of the amount of games that you get. I understand that there's a certain value with the Game Pass Ultimate. You get a lot of games where you don't have to pay a lot of money for from a third party, and you get to enjoy those third party games where you don't have to spend so much cash buying them. On the PlayStation, you have to pay for those games, even though you do have a discount from PlayStation Plus from time to time, but you do have to pay for those games. And those third-party games, collection of those third-party games, you get to have on your Game Pass Ultimate, and you get to have all of the Microsoft Studio games included. That's pretty cool. I have nothing against it. That's awesome. Okay, I never said anything bad about the Game Pass Ultimate. I like Game Pass Ultimate. I have Game Pass Ultimate. But is that enough for you to keep you coming to play? You could have 400 games, but how many of those out of those 400 are you going to be interested in? It's not about a quantity, guys. You know, see, this is the mistake that I've seen a lot of companies make. Even Google Stadia putting all these indie games, platformers that nobody cares about. It's not about a quantity of games. It's about what type of games do you put on there. It's about the quality. Okay, I don't care if you put 4 million video games in your service platform, but if those 4 million games that you put on there are just whatever type of games that you might not get any kind of interest in it, if they're like mediocre games, then you're not gonna care. I'm not gonna care. Guys, it's not about the quantity of games, it's about the quality of type of games that you're putting. I keep telling the same thing to Google Stadia. I don't care if you only have 40 games, but make sure that it's a 40 good quality games. Or I don't care if you only have 50 games, but make sure that it's a 50 good quality games that you're putting out there. It's about quality. And Sony PlayStation brings you the quality. Well, look at the Ghost of Tsushima. I mean, just this game alone, it's reason enough for you to enjoy that console. It's a reason enough for you to play that console. Just this game alone, Ghost of Tsushima, which is beautiful. Beautiful graphics, beautiful rendering, beautiful story, and it's going to look amazing on 4K and HDR, and there it is, you know. I mean, look at this game. It looks fantastic. It looks beautiful. All right. So, to me, it's about the quality, not so much the quantity. And this is why I always move towards Sony. And this is why, to me, Sony gives me a better experience, because it gives me a quality instead of the quantity. And I think Sony understands that. Sony understands it's not about a quantity of games, it's about the quality. I mean, look, PlayStation Now, I like PlayStation Now. It has like 800 games. But there's tons of games in there that I could care less. You know, some of the games you never even heard about. some of the games, they're like mediocre, like you never heard about. They're like mediocre games. And you're not going to play them. Why? Because they're mediocre, because nobody cares about them. No one has any interest in them. So remember, it's not about a quantity, it's about a quality. And what PlayStation does with their games is they give you a quality. Quality games like Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us Chapter 2, okay, even Final Fantasy VII timed exclusive, Death Stranding, and of course the Predator Hunting Grounds, which is pretty cool. Now, I haven't played Predator Hunting Grounds, but it's the only Predator game out there that I know of that exists, and you can only play it on PlayStation or Epic PC games. Epic Games PC, so only PC and PlayStation. So I don't know, guys. To me, Sony just seems to give me a better experience. And it's not just their exclusive games that they have. It's also the PlayStation VR, the Iron Man in VR that's coming out, Gran Turismo Sport, a Firewall, Zero Hour. There's a bunch of different experiences that you can have through Sony. You know what I mean? And I think this is why I prefer to play on Sony, in my opinion. Now, I want people to understand that this video is not about me, again, telling people what to do, telling people what they should play, what they should... I'm just doing this to give you my preference point. This is why I'm playing on Sony. And that's okay. Look, man, if you're happy with the Xbox and, you play in the Xbox, that's cool. Listen, there's nothing wrong with the Xbox. Xbox just cut the price down for $300 on the Xbox One X. And the Xbox One X has a built-in 4K player, 4K streaming, and you can play games in native 4K. Not all of them, but certain games in native 4K. So, I mean, you definitely get that Game Pass Ultimate as well. So there's definitely some value there. You're going to obviously have plenty of entertainment. Okay? But to me, it's not about the quantity. To me, it's about the exclusivity. Exclusives do matter, guys. Having an exclusive games does matter. Okay? Because without exclusivity, then it defeats the purpose of a console. Then you're going to say, well, what's the point of me buying a PlayStation or the Xbox when I can play all those games on the PC? Or why would I buy an Xbox if I can play all those games on the PlayStation? You gotta have a reason to purchase something. You gotta have a reason to say, hey, this is why I have this PlayStation console, because I can only play that game on this console. So exclusives do matters, guys. And here's another one, Twin Mirror. Here's another exclusive game that's coming out, Twin Mirror. It's a very interesting game. It's developed by Dontnod, and then published by Bandai Namco. Interesting game. It looks like something like Heavy Rain Adventure, horror game or something like that. But look at the graphics. It looks very nice. Okay, but it's coming. It's exclusive. It's exclusive experience, and it's exclusive only to Sony. So that's this year. So now that's 3 different exclusives that I get to enjoy just in 1 year. Okay? Now, what about the Xbox? Microsoft Xbox, Halo, Halo, it's Halo. I mean, yes, you're going to upgrade the graphics, going to make it look a little bit nicer, but it's still Halo. Hellblade, it's not even your original IP. It's something you bought, okay? Something you bought from Ninja Theory, okay? Something you bought from them. I think it's Ninja Theory. You bought it from them. That's their IP. You just bought it, okay? Now you own the license. But you didn't create that IP. It's not your original IP. Here's what I want to say about the Microsoft. I want to see Microsoft create their own IP. Something that's brand new. something that we haven't seen before, something that will surprise us, something that will make me go ahead and spend money on buying that Xbox console. You gotta give people a reason. Exclusives do matter, and I think Phil Spencer has forgotten about that. Sony hasn't forgotten about that. Sony gets it. Sony understands that exclusives do matter. Why? Because exclusives gives you a reason to purchase a console, and it gives you a reason to have a better experience. What do I mean by having a better experience? Meaning that there will be certain games on Sony that you can only experience on Sony, and you cannot experience it anywhere else. And that's a unique reason for you to purchase a console, because you can only experience a game like well, even this game, Twin Mirror, you can only experience it on Sony PlayStation. I remember when the Heavy Rain came out, it was an amazing experience, but guess what? You can only experience Heavy Rain back in 2010 on Sony PlayStation 3. And what did they release after Heavy Rain? They released The Last of Us. The Last of Us. An amazing game by Naughty Dog. That's 2 games back to back, exclusively. PlayStation 3. Not to mention the Guns of the Patriots and Uncharted trilogy, Drake's Uncharted trilogy. Not to mention that, of course. So, look, guys, what I'm trying to say here is that, to me, exclusives matters, and this is why I prefer to play on Sony. Yes, I get it. You gotta have better value in terms of saving your money when you play Xbox, because you get more quantity of games. But those are the same games that I can play on a PC, that I can play on a PlayStation. I gotta have something that's exclusive. Why couldn't Microsoft do? Well, how about this, Microsoft? Why couldn't you make Cyberpunk timed exclusive only for your console? How about timed exclusive for 2 years? How about that? Cyberpunk, it's timed exclusive for 2 years only on X Series X with a real-time ray tracing and everything. How about that? And I guarantee you, 2 years being only timed exclusive to Xbox for 2 years till 2023. Oh yeah, you're going to sell a lot of consoles. Why are people going to buy it? Because they know for 2 years they can only play it at the X Series X. And they're not going to wait 2 years to play it somewhere else. So why can't you do what Sony is doing? Or why can't you create a new IP? You have a powerful console. You got all that extra horsepower. Why not use it? Why not create something amazing? Hellblade is not your IP. You didn't create it, okay? You bought it. It's not your original IP. So you can't claim that you created the Hellblade. You didn't. You just bought a license, okay? So you don't have anything at the moment that it's a brand new IP that's original. Sony is the king of that. Sony, even the Twin Mirror. And another thing I want to say regarding what Ryan McCaffrey said, listen, when he says this is why it takes 10 years to have a great, good-looking exclusive game on the Xbox, first of all, Hellblade, it's not a Microsoft IP. It's a Ninja Theory. They just bought a license. So get that straight, Ryan McCaffrey. Okay? And number 2, it doesn't take Sony 10 years to pump out one exclusive. They've been pumping out tons of exclusives in past 10 years. So maybe, Ryan McCaffrey, maybe you need to get your facts straight before you start acting like a fanboy of Xbox, which you are. Your unlocked Xbox channel, it's all about the Xbox. And of course, you're kissing Phil Spencer's booty all the time, all right, and throwing him a softballs, right? So you are an Xbox fanboy. So to me, you have no credibility to talk about Sony at all. And not only that, but what you're saying, it's totally untrue. You're giving the wrong information. I'm giving the facts. Sony has produced more exclusives in past 10 years than Microsoft will ever in their entire lifetime. Okay? And that's pretty sad when you start looking at Microsoft. And another thing I want to say here, and I know this video is long, but I have to make it long, and that's why I'm recording this 720p, because I'm trying to save space on my hard drive to record this video. And another thing I want to say, guys, this is why PlayStation has always been sitting at the top of the mountain, top of the pyramid, because they understand what gamers want. They understand how to keep the success going of their brand. And they haven't changed their strategy since late 90s. Since 98, they haven't changed their strategy because they understand exclusives do matter. Having exclusive games only on that console will sell a console. Okay, what is the best way to sell a console than to actually tell you, if you want to enjoy this experience, if you want to enjoy this game, you got to purchase this console. So this is why, to me, I think Sony is at the top of the pyramid. It's been on top of the pyramid. It's been sitting on top of the mountain because they haven't failed. In 25 years, they haven't failed. Okay? And you can check their history. You can Google Sony and learn about Sony and PlayStation. All the information is there for you to check and see. You don't have to take my word for it. Okay? And you'll see how many exclusives they pumped out. How many blockbusters of exclusives they pumped out in the past 25 years. Just PlayStation 2 alone. Jesus Christ. You know. And this is why Sony, it's not competing with anybody. They're not competing against Microsoft. They're laughing their ass off, quite frankly, at Microsoft. They're not competing with Microsoft. They're not competing with anyone, really. And Nintendo it's just Nintendo. It's in its own universe. Nintendo lives in its own galaxy, its own universe. So Sony really has no competition. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Well, I don't know. It could be also a bad. It could be a bit of both. It could be a bit of both. It could be, if they have no competition, then Sony might get a little bit lazy and they might say, hey, we don't have to push too many exclusives. Let's just pump one exclusive a year or something like that. This also could be an issue and a problem. Because if you don't have, competition, then you're like, well, we don't have to waste our money and push making these games. We can kind of relax a little bit and just release one game a year or something like that. So I wish that Microsoft would bring some new IPs, and I wish that they would be in competition with Sony, because competition gives us best of the both worlds, gives us a great experience. I hope that Microsoft will start really shifting their gears and start pumping out some really amazing exclusives in the future, because that will push Sony also to pump out even more exclusives. But right now, currently, that's not happening. They're not in competition. So, but anyway, this video is long. It's been very long now, for half an hour, and I'm sorry, but I don't know how else to do these videos. I cannot do a 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute video, because I want you to understand why I prefer Sony instead of Microsoft. Okay, and the only way I can explain to you why I prefer Sony instead of Microsoft, it's by doing a video like this, so that way you can see why I prefer Sony instead of the Microsoft. Okay, and it's true, honestly. You guys can see me. If you're a friend of mine on Sony PlayStation, you will see how often I'm playing Sony PlayStation games. And I'm playing Sony PlayStation games a lot, more than a lot, believe it or not. Okay, so there you go. I hope this clarifies why I prefer to play PlayStation. Like I said, I'm still playing Final Fantasy VII. I haven't finished it, and there's a part number 2 coming as a DLC on Final Fantasy VII. And week after this week, we got on the 24th, we got Predator Hunting Grounds, which I'm going to be playing as well, which is awesome. So Predator Hunting Ground will be exclusive on PlayStation and PC, not on Xbox. And then after that, on June, we have the big one, Ghost of Tsushima. So there, I just gave you 3 exclusives within 3 months. Within 3 months. I don't have to wait 10 years. Ryan McCaffrey, okay? With Sony, I get to have exclusives each year. Like last summer, what did I play? Days Gone, last summer. What did I play on Xbox? Nothing. No, really, nothing. I was playing Days Gone last June. Exclusive. Last year. Exclusive. Ryan McCaffrey. Last year. Days Gone. What am I playing this June, summer? Ghost of Tsushima. On top of Final Fantasy VII, on top of Predator Hunting Grounds. And we still have Death Stranding timed exclusive since November. Alright, so let's, it's a one thing to act as a fanboy and give the wrong information, which makes you look like a fool, and you can only appease to your fan base. And it's another thing to be honest and fair and give the factual, correct information. Like I said, I'm not a Sony fanboy, but I hope you understand why I prefer to play on Sony instead of Xbox. Because I got stuff to play. Final Fantasy VII, Predators Hunting Ground, and of course, Ghost of Tsushima in June. Well, there you have it. And there you have it. I mean, what am I going to be playing in June? Definitely not Xbox. What am I going to be playing this month? Definitely not Xbox. Why? Because there's nothing to play on Xbox. That's why. Alright guys, well have a good one though. Take care, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that this video clarifies to you my reasoning why I prefer to play Sony. Now, just because I prefer to play Sony doesn't mean you have to play it. This is not a video of me telling you what you should play. This is a video about me telling you why I play on Sony and why I prefer Sony nowadays more than I do on the Xbox. And there you have it. I hope this video helps. Have a good one. Sorry for the long video. Tomorrow, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. We'll see. I let you guys know, because honestly I don't have a clue what I'm doing tomorrow, but I'll let you know. I'll leave a check my community forums, guys. Always check my community page on the YouTube. If I'm not posting anything there, that means nothing's happening. If I'm posting something there, if I post something on a community wall that says I'm doing a live stream, then you know I'm doing a live stream. You can take it to the bank. So always check my community feed. From time to time, don't worry about the bell notification. Bell notification doesn't work. It's broken on YouTube. So don't check the bell notification. Forget about that. I want you to check a community feed. Go to my channel and check my community feed, and there you're gonna find what I'm doing next. Okay, thank you guys. I hope this video keeps you entertained, or keeps you at least informative on my preference on why I chose Sony instead of Microsoft. Okay, so well, there you have it. I'll see you soon, guys. Thank you.